Man, DC, we made it, baby. Man, I'm ecstatic right now, man. We're gonna check out my man Chuck, man. My man Charles Thomas, man. Is a cool guy, cool brother I've known a very long time, man. I watched this brother move away from his whole family and change his whole life, his whole perspective, his whole outlook on some things and turn some things around. So, what I would say is that it motivated me, and I wanted to take this story and motivate y'all. He's currently a facilities manager as well as owner-operator of Buzz Builds, which they make coat hangers, coat racks. I actually purchased a coat rack, it's dope. And he currently runs Lace Management, which is a consulting firm. So, man, this guy's got a lot of game for you, a lot of gems, man. Stay tuned. Welcome back, man. There's a million ways to get it.
I started this company called Buzz Builds, and I just got sick of coming home and hanging up my coats and my jackets and having to go in the closet and having to do all that. So it's like, okay, how do I solve this problem? I don't even know why I did that. Like, I just got into a mode of like solving the problem. But going into that mode and started making coat and hat racks, and basically getting a bunch of slabs of shiplap and cutting them up, and then just drilling the holes and staining them or painting them, depending on what I wanted to do with that thing, making them for myself, making them for my daughters. And then at that point, like, other people started seeing it as they come into my house, and I was like, oh, can I get that? And it's like, yeah, for sure. And at that point, I wasn't even selling them. It was just like, yeah, I got you. If you need it, I'll put it up for you. But then it came a thing. It was like more and more people wanted it, and more and more people wanted different types of furniture. They wanted desks. They wanted just tables refurbished that they just had in their house or they had at their grandmother's house. Just to spruce it up, just to do something a little bit different.
Right.
So that's when it became a business. Just started doing those things, and basically just I go to a Goodwill and see what they got there, and I'll grab something there for the low, and then just turn back around, do what I got to do with it, and put that creative spark into it. Just put what my talents are and what skills I do have, and just just doing what I do, and making a piece of art, and making a piece of art and solving a problem for somebody else. That's one of the biggest things for me when it comes to business. Like, what problem are you going to solve? You can't just think that you're just about to just make a business and people just want to have it. Want to have what you're trying to put out or whatever. It's like, it has to solve a problem. Or you're not going to get any clients. You're not going to. I don't care how good you do whatever you do. If you can't solve the problem, it's not going to be that much of a big bang.
For sure. So kind of what led you to kind of want to like inspire folks? 'Cause I know I seen you. I follow you, so I got a couple videos here and there that kind of inspired me. Like, your words are just kind of pushing people forward. What led you kind of to inspire people while having that entrepreneur, having those businesses, and having the work as well? So what made you want to spend that time?
Well, it starts with it always started with me of just flat out, okay, I'm a leader. I'm a leader over anything. If I don't have a business, if I do have a business, if I have people under me, or if I don't, I'm a leader within myself, for myself. I always look at things like that. So it's like, in any situation that I'm in, I always go into it with a leader mindset, because that's just a natural type of thing, and that comes from being young and being on sports teams or being in the various musical organizations that I've been in. Like, let's just say, if it's like marching band or something. When I was in marching band in high school, that's 200 plus people that I'm almost have a hand in leading, and that's at 16, 17 years old. So you can just imagine the type of experience of managing or just being a leader comes into play. So when it comes out into the business world, or just your regular your day job or wherever that you're doing, it speaks a lot, because you carry that, because it's all about just leading by example. And that's what I drive everything that I'm a part of, whether it's my day job at me as a facility manager, or if it's with Lace Management Company, or if it's with Buzz Builds. Either way, I'm trying to solve problems, I'm trying to lead people, I'm trying to make things better. And to see that it can make a difference in other people's lives, just from me just being me just being a leader, me just bringing my skills and my talents to the table. Come on, like, what else would I be wanting to do? Because, like, we're here. we're here on this earth and we're surrounded by people. So it's like, okay, what are you gonna do? Just be closing by yourself and not help anybody? It's like, no, we're gonna make some noise with some other people. And that's why I was even glad that you hit me up about this. It's like, oh yeah, like come on, we always been crew. Like let's get this done.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Like I said, Walmart days, man, we was back there pushing them boxes on that line, man, and we was thinking then like it's crazy to see how things come full circle from coming from that. Like coming from saying like, you know what, we gotta make a change. Something's gotta be different. And then me getting myself into a full-time situation and making a decent living and being able to take care of my family, take care of my kids, and really have a broader range of what money was.
Yeah.
So I mean, I remember getting my first $3,500 check. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm balling. I'm rich. I'm rich, right? So I'm losing my stuff. I'm losing my mind. I'm spending my money like a freaking madman. But now, as someone who has self-educated and spent that time understanding money and understanding how it really works, it's now trying to transform those older times instead of using it as a crutch. You know, most people like they kind of use those older times as that crutch of like, oh man, you know, I had this amount of money this time, I could have did this. Well, it's like, you know what you had at that time, you weren't ready for that moment, you weren't prepared for that moment, you weren't properly educated for that moment, and it's okay. But you got through that moment. Alright, so now when you get that next lump sum, or you get to put yourself in that position to get that next thing, how are you going to handle it now?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? How are you going to handle it going forward? And it's all about forward progression, and I say that for you, me watching you come from here, move to DC, and really have the progression to move forward every single step. Every time I talk to you, it's like, oh yeah, I moved from that job, I did this, I'm moving up, I'm doing here, or I'm doing this and doing that. So it was good, I had to get you on just so I can show the people that even if you, wherever you're from, you don't have to be there. If you want to go and you want to venture off, you want to go do that, it's people out here that are not from where they're at, but they're putting that time in.
And out here getting it. You know what I mean? Like, what else you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna just be out here just to be here? You know what I mean? Like, there's a thing I said to one of my dad's basketball teams is that basically having a conversation with them was that, hey, like, we're not here just to survive this game. We're here to dominate this game and win. And it's like that goes from the court, that goes from the in the office to you know, to wherever that you're at. Like, we're not just here trying to survive. Let's go way beyond that. Because when you stick in that little box, it's like you just stay in that box, and it's going to be hard for you to come out of it the longer that you're in it. And it's like and just even just going back on what you're saying with looking further in, it's like I think that not just as entrepreneurs, just as people, it's like you need to be looking a lot of moves. A lot of moves ahead. Like I saw this one thing a dude said, you know, professionals look or masters look 15 moves ahead. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you that seems so outlandish, but it's like, okay, if you start writing stuff down and really mastering, like, okay, this is gonna be this is gonna be this is gonna be that, this is gonna be here, we're gonna be here at this point in time, whether it's a year or 6 months from now, whatever. Like, you got to be in that type of mindset, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do, and it's hard to have that type of discipline. That's why everybody can't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's one of the biggest things I wanted to preach when starting this was that everybody doesn't have to want to be an entrepreneur. Everybody doesn't have to want to be this. But start a side hustle. At least make a couple dollars, because at the end of the day, nobody that's going to be able to thrive into the next level is going to go off one income, two incomes, three incomes. Like, that's not going to work anymore.
Not in this day and age.
Not in this day and age. You're going to have to be able to have your hand in this pot, that pot, this pot, that pot, if you want to really live the life you want. If you want to get to that position that you really want to get to, it's going to take that small sacrifice on those nights where you want to go out. You know what I mean? Like, we used to go out, hang out, run around and all that stuff. Now, you know, people don't see me frequenting the same places that they once see me frequenting, because I had to change my mind state. I had to change the way I viewed my success.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that, man.
So can you speak to how your mind state has changed how you view success?
Well, my stuff changed from and this is going back to what we were talking about earlier, stuff when we worked at Walmart. Being at Walmart, nobody wants to work at Walmart.
Right,
Like,
you be feeling like it's a stigma. It's a stigma that makes you feel like, ah.
It's a thing. You don't want to tell people you work there. Like, I was glad I worked, 4 o'clock to 12 midnight. Nobody saw me, and I was glad. And I worked in the back, so definitely nobody saw me then. So
Right.
it's like, you don't want to tell anybody you're there, but like, there was a point where it's like, okay, I'm here. There's nothing else going on but this thing that I'm at, and I have to be here for 9 hours. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to make that switch of, and this is what I did. Like, I had to make the switch of like, I'm here, let me put all my talents and my skills and just everything, put it together and be the leader that you know yourself to be in whatever department that you're in. And at that time I was in the shipping and receiving department. So it's like, of course there's people that are there and they're older than me. That has never been a problem for me. I've always been the young guy with the older people, making noise in some type of way. So it's like, in the back doing my thing, and like now I'm putting things into place, making sure like these things are running right. Because no matter how small the things are, they're gonna make a very big impact. You know what I mean? And somebody's gonna see it. I mean, somebody, whether it's a legit person or if it's the man upstairs seeing you and gonna give you a couple blessings after that. So you just have to change the mindset, and it goes to like changing your philosophy towards certain things. It's like, okay, I want to get here, but I'm way over here. How do I get there? If a lot of people say like, okay, like they put it in like a money type of term of like, okay, if I had more money, I'd have a better plan. But it's like, no, if you had a better plan, you would have more money. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's changing that philosophy with everything, whether it's your kids, your job, your relationship, you know what I mean? Like whatever you got going on, it's like you got to put yourself into a mode of like, okay, how do I get from A? Or put it like this: you're at A, you're trying to get to Z. How do I fill in the blanks and really be in love with those blanks and not just trying to get to the Z? I mean, the Z's the trophy, great, like that's great, but it's like, okay, it's over at that point. But it's like, be in love with all this part, because that's where all the opportunities are going to be. That's where all the people that you were supposed to meet that are going to put you on, that are going to put you in the connection with this other person and this person to get to that next thing. You know what I mean? It's just about the mindset and just changing your philosophy towards things.
For sure. When you spoke to Mind State, that definitely that hit home for me, because Mind State is something I preach a lot. It's just that I already see where I'm going from the beginning, right? So, you know what I mean? My first episode, I walked to the guy's crib, and I had a person supposed to sit there and record me. He's supposed to do it. And I say, you know what, man? I'm either going to start now, I'm not going to start at all, because then I'm going to put it off next time, and I'm just going to be that guy that keeps putting off his dreams, because if I look at my phone, I was looking at mics and all that stuff to do this podcast.
Because it wasn't right.
Right.
It's like, it's never going to be completely right. And that could, I think there's a lot of great people that can do a lot of great stuff. They fall short in these type of things because they want it to be completely right before they get started. So like, I would see that thing of like, the guy canceling on you, and you had to, just go to the guy's crib and do it, just do it on the phone. It's like, that was a test. It's like, hey, you really want this or not?
Yeah, man. I truly felt like that. And I remember the feeling I got, the rush I got in my body, that like, I can compare it to the way those guys feel that hustle. Like when they go, they do their thing, and they go get their paper, their change, and they're walking home and they're feeling good, and they got their money in their pocket. They're like, oh yeah, man, I made that money, man. That was easy. I can go do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I got no money from it, but me knowing that somebody can watch this and I can change somebody's whole trajectory, I can change somebody's whole situation. Somebody that's sitting at the crib right now and he's lost. Because I was there. I was sitting at the house. I was lost. I had nothing in my mental that was pushing me to tell me like, you can ascend who you think you are, if you believe it. But if you don't believe it, the people around you are only going to believe what you believe about you. So if you believe that about you and you stand firm on it, and that's something that you acquired, that you had early, something I had to acquire myself, because I didn't think I had it. I didn't think I was worthy of these things. I didn't think these things were for me. But then when I started to take them and say, yo, these are for me,
yeah,
doors start opening. You see the production They got a little, So it's like, word to my guy over here, my guy Thompson Productions. Check him out. What are you looking for future goals though? So what are you looking to take your two current businesses outside of your everyday 9-to-5 business?
Well, Lace Management. Well, let me start with Buzz Builds. Buzz Builds. That's always just gonna be, hey, this person needs something. Just hit me up.
Right.
And we'll talk about something and get something going. It's not a thing where I'm reaching out to people like, hey, I got these. Nah, it's a thing. It's like, hey, just by request only. So it's like, if it grows to something, that's great, but it's not something that I'm going to be pushing for. Now, Lace Management, that's going to be a completely different type of thing, and it all became of something that I wanted to do for people, to bring a lot of different types of people together. Like, it's a consultant company. So what I know and what I do every day is facilities management. So that goes with preventive maintenance, that goes with emergency preparedness, that's just things with mechanical, whether it's HVAC or plumbing, or just dealing with contractors and all that type of stuff. That's what I know, and that's what I've been doing as my career here in this area. So like, that's exactly what I'm gonna do when it comes to my business. I'm gonna put that in there, and that's what I bring to the table for Lace Management. And Lace Management, the acronym is living above common expectations. And like, so whatever that we're doing, whoever that I bring in, they need to have that mindset of like, okay, whatever the expectation is, we're going up here. You need this done? Okay, watch this. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna be pushing that through. So right now it's just facilities management, and I'm gonna just keep pushing forward for that. Just trying to get more clients and more clients, and just do good business with people. And that's like one of the ultimate biggest things about me when I'm in my day job in the office. Like, I want to do good business. Let's not do no weird phony stuff or stuff where you're trying to shuck and jive me or same. It's like, no, let's do good business. Put some bread in your company's pocket. Let's talk on some real terms. But it won't even matter of what another person's business is. If I believe in that person, and I know they're going to be doing legit, and they could do some great things for another company, like, yeah, I want to bring you in. You could be under Lace and have that mindset. And honestly, it could go into just so many different avenues. It could be facilities management. It could be a media company. It could be your construction business. It could be.
Okay, so you're basically you're kind of in the same business, or like kind of like how I kind of want to spotlight folks doing this stuff. You want folks that are engaged in whatever field
what they do.
If they're engaged in what they're doing. If they're in that and they feel that, that's the people you want. The people that are driven from here.
Most definitely.
Because like the people that are driven for money, don't get me wrong, they can accomplish things and things can happen for them, and that's never going to be something that's not going to be able to be accomplished. Is the want of money, yes, but the want of the thrill or the chase of the hustle or the game or the whatever, like something like what Mitch was saying, man, I love the game, I love the hustle. You know what I mean? Like, so like, that's something I can speak to, is that I'm getting on the train and I feel the Jones in my body on my way I'm on the train on the way to Lancaster to go to meet up with my guy so we can get down here. And I'm feeling great. You know what I'm saying? I'm buzzing. I'm talking to the guy, some guy that works at the mill right around the way. And I'm telling him, yo, I got a million ways to get it, man. Come check me out. I'm on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I'm talking to people that they wouldn't even thought that I was gonna say that to them. You know what I mean? They're like, who's this guy? This energetic dude. I'm already bouncing off the walls. The music, I got my headphones on, the music's on, I'm freaking going crazy, right? So I'm already doing my thing. So I'm already out there doing what I do. And to have that kind of where I can speak to so many people. Like, I can have a conversation in any room with any person, because I don't have that stigma of like, oh, you're this or you're that or you're this or you're that. I'm gonna have the same conversation with a guy that's sweeping the floors as a guy that's coming in and is buying the store out. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get the game from where you're going to get the game from.
Exactly.
You just got to take it and apply it. So I took a lot of the stuff that I do now and how I move now, and just being transparent about things with how I operate and how I move with this whole process. Like, because the whole process is new to me, and I don't want to cheat it.
And being completely in love with that process. being completely in love with that process. Again, not looking for the trophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You're in love with that process of talking to the people. Not necessarily of, okay, you get done, interview or production or whatever, and okay, now it goes out to the people. Most people that are basically faking, you know what I mean, about the like wanting to have success, they love that end part. Where it's like, I could care less about it. Like I know when I used to record music, my biggest thing was like recording the music, editing the music, doing a lot of different things to the music. It's like once the song was done, I didn't even want to listen to it anymore. I could care less. I didn't care who listened to it or whatever. Like I was in love with everything that went along with it. Again, knowing where you're at, knowing where you're trying to be. You got to know where you're trying to be, but filling those blanks and be in love with it. And it's something like my great grandfather used to say, and this is something that really resonates with me, and I see it in other people. If I do get to see it with other people, it's really great. Is that whatever you're gonna be a damn good one. So it's like
that's dope.
I
like that.
You know what I mean?
I said that to my son. That was son. That was nice.
Whatever you're gonna be a damn good one. It's like it does not matter what you're doing. If you're at Burger King flipping burgers, if you're at Walmart in the shipping and receiving thing, if you're a CEO of a company, of your own company, or somebody else's, or if you're, you know what I mean, or part of a catering business, or you're cleaning floors, or whatever you're doing, be great at it. Somebody's gonna see it, and if that's your destiny to go take it to a different level, then that's what's gonna be. But all in all, you just have to be really into what you're doing. Really be into what you're doing, loving the process with it, and just getting busy.
I want to thank everybody in this process, man. I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your home and set up shop here and have this interview. I want to thank my guy, for coming with me. My guy, Township Production, my guy, CT. I want to thank my kids for, being them. You know what I mean? Just being them and being looking ahead and looking at the future and seeing the future in them kind of allowed me to keep pushing through this process.
Definitely thankful for you having me here, man. Thank you for having me on. You know what I mean? It's a like I said before in the post that I did. It's a good thing that you're doing. It's gonna reach a lot of people, and definitely with the people that you're gonna be having on, it's gonna be a good thing. Just keep pushing so hard, man. And like I said, be in love with the entire process. Love with the entire process. Never looking at the trophy, and that goes for just like anybody.
And if you're listening, man, listen to that. You have to love this process. Because there's days I wake up and I don't want to even make that motivational 1 minute. But I know if I stop today and I don't push it today, tomorrow's going to be the same. And then the day after that's going to be the same. So I got to keep pushing those boundaries and those limits, man.
For sure.
So, I mean, I want to say, once again, man, it's a million ways to get it, man. Everybody, we're going to hustle, we're going to grind, we're going to flip, we're going to do all those good things. Thanks for watching, man. Yo, like, subscribe. Good love. Like, subscribe. Million ways to get it.